Hi, welcome to the Bag Maker Society podcast. First of all, apologies for yesterday. I seem to have my computer sound on as well, so I do apologise. So technical difficulties yesterday. So this is still something that I'm getting to grips with. So I appreciate everybody bearing with me. We have a wire put in, so we should be fine today. Me and Helen have been on earlier on this evening to test everything, and fingers crossed everything's going okay. So thank you so much for coming back to join us today. I can see Tracy's commented to say hi, so hi Tracy. So tonight's guest is the lovely Helen from Helen Richardson. So Helen is a bag maker who uses repurposed and upcycled materials in her bag making, and she creates some amazing things from what other people would just throw out. So I've been really excited to talk to her today. So if anybody's got any questions, please do put them in the comments box. I will try and keep an eye on them, but like I say, this is all new to me, so please do bear with me. I'm sure as the weeks go on I will get better and better. If there's anything specific to that moment in time, I probably will try and get to it, but what we might do is we might just have a Q&A at the end. We're going to see how it goes. So hi to Karen. Tracy says the picture is very clear and so is the sound. So that is absolutely fantastic, because like I say, technology has not been our friend lately. So without further ado, let me bring in Helen and let's hear her story of how she got into bag making. So, hi Helen.
Hi Deb.
Oh, hang on 2 seconds because
Okay.
I can't hear you now. This is tech for us.
Can you hear? No.
Right. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but I had to mute. Yes, I had to mute my sound before because I could hear myself. Yes. Can you hear me talking twice?
No.
No, it just must be me that can hear me talking twice. I'm just going to take my headphones out. No, because then I can't hear you. Right. We're just going to have to go with it.
Just going to have to push through. Yeah. Are you all right?
Yes, just this tech gremlins. It wasn't doing this before when we were chatting, wasn't it?
No, it was not.
I'm hearing myself twice. Yeah, it's gone off. It's fine. Right.
Excellent.
Okay. Oh, don't you just love technology? We were having this conversation before, weren't we, about technology being not our friend sometimes.
No.
So everybody, this is Helen. Helen is an amazing bag maker, like I say, who uses repurposed and upcycled materials that most of us would just take to the tip and throw away, but she makes the most amazing creations. I have linked all of her socials in the description box down below, so if you want to go and check out what she makes and the things that she creates from, and then too, please do go and check her out because she's absolutely fantastic. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you and how you got into bag making?
Well, I'm really someone who learned to sew, who then decided they liked bag making. So when I was little, my mum used to have a lot of hand-me-down clothes, which I didn't really like. So I learned to, on an old hand crank Singer, I learned to alter them. So I did like them. So I learned to sew, and then I did needlework and stuff at school. But somebody at church asked me what my non-church hobbies were, and I'd let all of those slip by. So I thought, well, what did I used to do that I used to like? So I decided I thought I should take up sewing again. So I was looking on Pinterest for ideas of what to make, because I'm not one for following patterns. And there was a picture of a leather jacket and then an arrow pointing to a bag. And I thought, oh, I love a leather bag. Oh, I just need to find an old leather jacket. And then a friend the next week gave me an old leather jacket to have a go with. And as I birthed that first bag, I knew I was addicted. I knew that I just had to make more. So then I was trying to find places where I could get leather from that was going to be thrown away, because I'm too much of a northern girl to want to buy it. I want stuff for free.
Oh, I'm not sure if we've lost Helen for a second. She seems to have frozen. Here was us saying that we weren't going to have any tech issues. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm back.
Are you back? You're back.
I'm back. So I was going to say,
don't move.
I was going to say, do I need to move to another room? Anyway, so I was I don't like to buy stuff and then it be wasted. So if I could find something that was being thrown away, that's better. And I think it's just that thing of when I grew up, we never had very much. So you made everything last. We were quite poor. So because of that, you learn to be more creative with the bits you have got. And I think that's where it stemmed from, that why buy a big meter of fabric when I can make something out of an old shirt out the wardrobe and that sort of thing. So I think that's where it started, really. I just like to salvage things that are lying around.
Yeah, and like you say, there is that little bit of like northern.
I'm
a northerner as well.
Northerner, I'm tight with my cat. Yeah. Frugal.
Yes, frugal. We're not tight.
Frugal.
Yeah, but it's lovely though that a lot of the things that you make of memories as well. So
yes,
you can repurpose something that has a lot of memories attached to it.
Yeah.
That, maybe somebody has passed and they're able to, continue to use something, or even something that they absolutely love that maybe doesn't fit them anymore.
Yeah,
and it's never going to fit them anymore. And they're able to continue using it. It's fantastic.
Someone sent me a pair of trousers, leather trousers that they'd bought on honeymoon, and they knew they were never going to wear them again because the honeymoon was 30 years ago, and they were never going to wear them again. So, but I could make a day bag and an evening bag out of them. So it meant that she could every day still be using them and have the memories.
Yeah, rather and then than something special for the evening as well.
Rather than just being shoved in the back of the cupboard, something that can, because it can still be treasured in the cupboard, but you might as well use the thing if possible.
And I love that. I love the fact of like repurposing, clothing and what have you into bags. I mean, I love seeing the memory bears and what have you, because there's some beautiful ones out there, but I love the idea of bags because they can be used.
Because they're useful. A teddy bear is a teddy bear, but it's not useful. So
yeah, I do. I just think it's just so unique. It's just absolutely amazing. So you've obviously told us about the first bag that you've ever made. So just briefly, how was that experience for you?
Well, obviously at the time I didn't know I was meant to have a heavy duty sewing machine to sew leather. So my sewing machine that I had at the time was a cheapy one from somewhere like Aldi, I think. And it coped quite well considering, but I knew that it was probably not good for it to be sewing leather. Even I had changed the needle and got a needle for leather, but it was so to be honest, I made the bag, took it to bits and remade it when I knew you could buy things like fusible fleece and foam, because when I first made it I didn't realize you were meant to put something in it to keep the shape. So I made it and then took it to bits and then made it again. So it was, I knew I liked the idea, but I also didn't like the first bag I'd made. I knew it could be better.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
It's fun when we make the first few bags that we make. I mean, it's such an achievement anyway, because bags are so different to, it's so different to soft furnishings. It's so different to dressmaking. And it is such an achievement to make a bag. But then as you develop your skills and you learn about interfacings and stabilizers, you look back and you look at what you've become and the skills that you've developed, and then you look back at your first bags and they're still amazing, they're still fantastic, but there is that level of like, I wish I knew then what I know now, but obviously there's no way to know that, is there?
No,
you only get that through experience and usually trial and error. A lot of error
I suppose, I suppose it's the same as any skill. You know, if you're an artist, you don't sit down and draw the perfect portrait first time. It takes practice. I suppose it's the same with bags.
Absolutely. And everybody has different techniques. Somebody might do something one way. I might do something one way. You might do something totally different. And we kind of end up with the same result, but we get there by going totally different routes. And it's what suits you. There's no real right and wrong way a lot of the time. It's what works, and and
what you're happy with.
So we've talked a little bit about how you made your bag out of leather. So what are your favourite materials to work with?
For me, I love leather. Leather is my favourite, but I also really love the hair on hide, you know, the leather with the hair still on.
Yes.
You know, so this is my handbag that I use all the time, and it's made out of a goat skin rug I found.
But is that a Lola?
Yes, it is. A swoon Lola. It's my bag that I use all the time, and but it's made out of an old goat skin rug, and so I love that. My mum and my husband aren't particularly keen on it because it's a bit like having a cat. When I've had it on my knee, I'm left with little bits because it's quite a long goat hair. But I love leather, and some people like me to make bags out of old pairs of jeans and things like that. And but my favourite is leather. I love leather.
Yeah,
I think partly because I know it lasts such a long time. Leather lasts for decades if it's looked after, and I think that's the thing. I know if I make a bag for someone, it'll last them for a long time.
And it's so classy looking as well, isn't it? You know, like I say, especially when it's all been like reconditioned and cleaned up. It's really,
I know,
really
because I suppose it sounds quite grim that I make bags out of somebody's old sofa, because it isn't necessarily clean. I do have to take all the leather outside and give it a good clean with saddle soap, and then I clean it all again, and then it's reconditioned, and so it is not the same when it leaves my workroom as it is when it arrives. But there is that thing that people might think an old leather sofa is a bit grim, but it's amazing how lovely it can become.
And do you enjoy that process of the cleaning of the leather? No,
but I enjoy the fact I know I'm saving it from just rotting. So I hate it if I take any of the bits that I've got left over to the local tip. I hate it when I put the bits in and I see other people's sofas in there, because I want to climb in and get the leather out, and they won't let me. I have asked, they won't let me.
Because obviously there's that programme, isn't there? What's it, Money for Nothing?
Where
they do go to the what we call a tip.
They would let me, I suppose, if it hadn't gone in yet, but they won't let me climb in.
But they're always saying on that programme, aren't they, that they have special permission to go there and sort of clean people's things.
So,
but it is sort of sad, isn't it, that you know, the life of the sofa's gone because the structure of the sofa is no more, and
sometimes I've got a tear or something like that, so people want rid of them, but there's so much that is still salvageable. But I don't like any form of cleaning, never mind. It's not high up. It's not high on the list.
Its own time.
You know. No, so I don't think, I love to clean leather. I don't love to clean it, but I know it's worthwhile, and it makes a nice handbag,
and it makes that finished bag so much more desirable, and so much the finish of it so much better. So and like you say, it lasts longer because it's been prepped properly.
So but I don't like cleaning, but it's what you do. But I could buy new leather, but then it's not recycled, and I like to just use salvage stuff if I can.
Do you always use sort of from sofas and stuff, or do you get from like offcuts from upholsterers and that as well, that would have kind of been discarded?
So in Leeds, which is about 60 miles from me, there's Yarwood Leather.
I know Leeds well.
So Yarwood Leather, there's a leather wholesaler there, and I drove across, and they have those big like builders merchant bags of their scraps. So they're just little bits scraps, but they'll let you buy them. So sometimes, so I'll go across there, and last time I went, I bought 81 kilos of scraps. So filled the car with them,
I was
But
going
they
to say,
are,
how did you get that in your car?
yeah.
Mine would have been like that coming home.
Yeah. Because I have a Mini, so yes.
Yeah.
So the car was full, but it that leather's new, but it's the bits that have been trimmed around the edge when they've made things, or that they see as being imperfect. But if I've got, let me see if I've got a bag here. No, I don't think I have. If I've got a bag, oh, there's one here. You know, like this one, there was an imperfection underneath where the stars were, so you can then put things on top to cover.
Amazing.
So they thrown it away because it was imperfect, but I can still work with that sort of thing. So although it's new, it's still classed as landfill. It would still be thrown away because it was not perfect. So
because it's not good for what they want.
Yes. So I don't buy new materials if I can help it. I try and make. Sometimes I buy new fabric for the linings because I think it feels nice if it's new. But the outsides are generally reclaimed or leather waste that's new.
Yeah. So just talking about unusual materials.
Yes.
Obviously, we saw there when you turned round your amazing Yorkshire Tea.
Oh, did
you? Yeah. They are just fantastic.
I was making those earlier on. I've made a batch earlier. So
I've so got to get myself one of them because I am a tea belly. Like it is my nickname. I love tea and I love Yorkshire tea. Like
absolutely,
that is my favourite. So I've got to get myself one of them.
Yeah. So I just thought they were a novel thing to make, but now I've got an order list of about 20 people waiting for them. So, but now when I come in, sometimes people have popped empty wrappers through my letterbox now, which is really good.
Brilliant.
So at the weekend I realised I had about 7 wrappers, and I thought, right, I'll make a batch of those up, and then I'll get some off my order list. But I just use them as I would any other fabric, but I just make sure I put my straps right through the inside so it takes the weight of whatever you put in it. So because I don't want the wrapper to tear.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I'll recycle anything really.
But that's another wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Not going into landfill, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, because lots of sweetie wrappers. The other thing, so things like if you buy multi-packs of biscuits and things like that, they all come in the individual wrappers, don't they? And then you throw those wrappers away. So I've started now trying to buy things in packs, like little packs of chocolate buttons and things like that in the packs rather than bars, because I can recycle the wrapper, whereas I don't recycle the bars. So I'm trying to think all the time about how can I reduce my waste, and when I have waste, how can I recycle that waste?
Yeah. Sort
of thing. So I'm trying to switch out some of the things I would eat to switch for things that have got less packaging if I possibly can.
See, now I would be able to make really big pouches because I buy the big pouches of giant buttons.
Yes. Yeah. So well, I like Reese's peanut butter cups. So some wrappers are quite flimsy, but the Yorkshire Tea wrappers are really sturdy. So so it's that sort of thing. But you can recycle loads of things, but it's just I just like trying to be creative with what could I make with that.
It's so unique, and whenever I see you've put a post on Instagram, I'm always really excited to see what you've made because it's always so beautiful and so well put together. It's just gorgeous. And like I think was it a couple of days ago you had a bag on, it had a blue, was it a blue leather, like a little bit of blue trim or something in one of your bags? That was absolutely gorgeous.
I might have.
I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look on. That was a really pretty bag. I think it was just like a little crossbody.
Oh right, okay. Yes. Well,
but it was a few different colours. It was really nice.
Well, obviously, because I get lots of waste that comes in little bits, I have to find patterns that use up little bits. So I often have to do bags, things like stripy ones.
Yes.
Because then it just uses a strip. Or if I cycle a jacket, I can incorporate things like the breast pockets and things like that. So but I'm more drawn to colourful bags. Some people like a plain bag, but I like a fun bag really. So I love making the little animal ones.
Oh, that's amazing.
Do you know what I mean? I just think they're just so cute. So so yeah, I'm already thinking about what other Christmas designs I can make, because last year I made myself one that was a Christmas pudding, but I thought, oh, could I? Yeah, and I used it all through Christmas, and everybody loved it. So it was a round Christmas pudding like that.
Yeah, I'd still be using it.
Yeah. So, but I'm thinking, could I do one with a robin on? You know, could I do Chris? I'm trying. All the time, my brain, I dream about bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm the same. I wake up and like I say, I've been sewing in my sleep and what have you. So Tracy's left a comment saying she loves your bags.
Oh, thank you,
and
Tracy.
Daisy's left a comment saying hi to both of us. So hi, Daisy.
Yes.
Oh. So out of all of the kind of things that you've tackled, what have you found most challenging to do?
Well, no, the thing I find most challenging is not the making. The thing I find most challenging is getting the tension right on my flipping machine. It's a struggle all the time. It drives me mad because... Oh, I've lost you, Deb.
Oh, 2 seconds.
Shall I carry on jibber-jabbering?
Can you still hear me?
I can still hear
camera?
You. Yeah. So, the thing I find, because some of the leather I sew is very thin, because it's a leather jacket, and some of the leather I sew is very thick, such as leather sofas, I have to keep changing my tension all the time, and it drives me mad. So are you still there, Debs? Because I've lost you.
There we go. I just had to restart myself. Yeah, I just had to do a quick reboot of myself. Yay! That was all I had to do.
Yeah. So I was just saying that it's my tension that drives me mad, because I'm sewing really thin stuff like leather jackets, and then I'm sewing thicker stuff like leather sofas. So I have to keep changing my tension all the time. And the other thing is, I don't know where to get my industrial sewing machine serviced, because you have to get someone to come to the house, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's big. But I can never find anyone to do it. So, so it's the bags don't worry me. That it's the top stitching that worries me, because if I haven't got the tension quite right, you can ruin a bag just in that final stage.
You want to make sure that it's perfect, don't you?
Yeah. And
which machine do you use?
So for the linings, I have a domestic machine. I have a faff. So I use that just for general dressmaking, and then I have a Dukey 1541 for my leather work.
Right.
So it's a compound walking foot, I think is the phrase it used. So it's a big heavy duty one. But I'm wondering whether I'm thinking that I need maybe a cylinder arm would make things easier. When you're turning the bag inside out and doing all that. But I really want a cylinder arm that you can then slot a flatbed onto.
Like a and make it into a flatbed,
Yeah. So that's
it's the space, isn't it, of having all these different machines.
I know. Well, I think if I could have a cylinder arm that had a flatbed conversion, I could lose the Dukey.
Right.
I could upgrade to that. Right. I don't want to. Normally, if I get a new machine, I let one go.
Yes.
Because I don't.
Aren't you good?
I know. I'm trying not to hoard machines.
Yeah. I know it is hard, isn't it? I get really sentimentally attached to them, me. Like, I
do you?
on that. Oh yeah, I'm sentimentally attached to everything, me.
Oh right, I
don't
know.
Get rid of nothing.
No. Sometimes I'll give them to somebody else if they want to learn to sew.
Yeah, well, that's a really lovely thing to do, because then it's sort of, it's bringing new people.
Well, the idea is,
isn't it?
Yeah, I say to somebody, if you want to learn to sew, learn to sew on this one. If when you learn to sew and you love it, buy yourself a new machine, give me that one back, and then we can give it to someone else to learn to sew on. So the idea is it sort of carries on going around. So
yeah, but it can be sort of really that some machines as well can just be really temperamental. Like my Janome does not like Gutterman thread. If I put Gutterman thread in, she throws a hissy fit. It's just she just does not want it.
Well, I think that's the thing as well for some things is, if you're teaching yourself how to do it, whether that's how to use an industrial machine or not, there's probably loads of things that if I'd been shown how to do it, you would do better. But you're just sort of guessing as you go along, winging it.
And the bag making community is amazing, and like especially online, there's so many groups on Facebook, and
Yes.
the YouTube community is absolutely amazing. But there isn't anything quite like having somebody there
No.
who knows what they're doing
Yeah.
to sort of sit and
because we have big machines, it's not that you can take it to somebody. You can't take it to, like, I can't take my machine to someone's house and say, let's make a bag together.
Yeah.
Because it's too, you can't do that, So,
do
yes.
you attend anything sort of locally in your area with other sewers? Do you have sort of like a community around where you are?
I don't know anyone who makes bags around here. I've got a few friends who want to start coming to the house and me teach them how to make clothes.
Right.
But ultimately, it's bags I prefer making. But
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. So, and the thing about bags is it always fits you.
Yes, that's why I like making bags.
Yeah. So, but yes, I sometimes ponder whether I should start learning to make shoes as well, because that's also, it's like,
if you ever do that, you need somebody to come with you to,
Yeah.
Because it's something I've looked at as well. I'm like, ooh,
I just think it'd be fun to learn to make, not necessarily. Well, I don't know really. But I think again, it'd be like bag making. Once you started, it'd be a slippery slope.
It's going to be a rabbit hole, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd be addicted to it, wouldn't you? But
yeah. I'm addicted to shoes to start with.
Yeah.
Like I say,
I have a shoe wardrobe with them in drawers.
We have a big sort of space in the bottom of the wardrobe for our shoes, but they're my shoes. And then it gets really untidy, and then I tidy it up, and then I buy more shoes, and then it's really untidy again, and then they end up, some of them's under the bed, and so if I started learning how to make them, I would probably get even more out of hand, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So out of all the bags that you've made, what would you say is the bag that you're most proud of?
I don't know. Sometimes I make a bag and I really love it. And normally I really love it when I've made it and I haven't need a stitch unpicker. When you make the whole bag and it all goes well and the tension's good. So I made one the other week, and it was maybe the other month, and it was stripy and it had a red stripe and stuff like that. And at the end of it, I as I looked at it, I thought, that's a lovely bag. So sometimes I make a bag and I think, actually, I'd be really pleased to use that myself. That's a lovely bag. And sometimes I make them and think, meh. But yes, I love the little animal bags and things like that I make. I think they're fun. I don't know that I'm necessarily proud of them. But yes, I think, and things like, I've got one here. I quite like little backpacks where it incorporates different textures and things like that.
Yes.
But I think if I get my tension right when I'm sewing hair on hide, I'm normally quite proud of that, because it seems to be quite tricky for me to manage that. So yeah, I think that, but yeah, I don't know that necessarily. I think because I'm a bit fickle, I change my mind often. Something might be my favorite bag today, but by tomorrow I'll like a different one. So, but I have colourful bags, I think I like the best.
Yeah. Do you find it difficult to let them go when you're particularly proud of one?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yes. Sometimes I might just keep some. But and I'll pretend it's because it's a prototype and I'm testing it out. But yeah, sometimes I find it hard to let it go to somebody unless I know they're going to like it.
Yes.
If I know that if someone comes to the house and says, I absolutely love that, could I buy that? So I go, okay, oh yeah, I'll let you have it because you love it.
Go on then.
But if someone says, oh, that would be okay for me, so, no, I don't really want to give it to you. Yeah. Maybe you would like this one instead. So yeah. I don't know that I'm necessarily proud of bags, but I have ones that I'm happiest with. Some backpacks, I think maybe then big, because they take much more time getting all the grommets and everything into, for the drawstrings. Maybe they're probably, I don't make them very often though, because it takes so long.
Yeah, they are quite time taken, aren't they?
Yeah.
And obviously take more materials and that as well.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Because
So
you
it's
need, but
harder to
both sides
piece.
of the flap and everything over the top
Mhm.
or whatever, and lots more strap and lots more hardware and.
Yeah. So how do you balance sort of, because obviously you do bag making partly as a business as well, and you'll be like me, it's your business and it's your hobby.
Yeah.
How do you balance it? Do you find that it just kind of takes over your life?
Yeah, entirely. So yeah, so and things like people message me at 11 o'clock at night and I'll reply to them, and and if we go away on holiday, I'm still replying to people, and my husband's saying we're on holiday. It's like, well, I know, but they're just asking if they could have. So I don't really have off. And if like for the last 3 days I've had my mum staying here because she's been recuperating, so because of that, I'll now feel like I should be working into the evenings and things to try and make up some of that time. So I find it hard to be off. Partly because I love it so much.
That's it,
So,
isn't it?
yeah. So if I just get a spare half an hour, husband's gone out, spare half an hour, I'll just pop upstairs and I'll cut a bag out. It's that sort of thing. I could be cleaning the bathroom, of course, but I choose to cut a bag out. It's just much more entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah, totally,
So,
totally.
yeah.
It's very hard, like I say, when you do love what you do, to have
Yeah.
that sort of 5 o'clock finish. It's much easier when you don't really
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
what you
Yeah.
do.
Well,
to,
I would say
5 o'clock I'm done and I'm going home.
yeah, I used to watch the clock waiting till I could log off when I was at work. Whereas now sometimes I think, oh heck, it's 6:30 and I haven't even thought about what we're going to eat tonight, and it's that sort of thing because I'm too busy, and I suddenly sometimes realise it's got to 1:30 and I've not thought about lunch. Whereas when I was at work, I wanted lunch at 11 a.m. because I was watching the clock and it must be lunchtime. So
and you get so caught up in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes Andy will come in from work and I'm like, I haven't even had my dinner. Or
No.
I'm literally just having it as he's coming in the door. It's sort of, like 5.
And there's that thing sometimes when you say, I'll just finish this, I'll be 5 minutes. And an hour and a half later, you're still there because you thought you'd do something else, and then you'd do this and then you'd do
something else.
Yeah.
Or you've gotten a more elaborate idea of how you can take it
a
bit further.
Or in the meantime, 5 people have emailed and you just reply back to them first, and then
yeah. I do try to, like, now have sort of set times where I check my emails. Unless I'm expecting a reply from somebody and it's really important.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I do try now because, like you say, it kind of takes over and it stops you getting other things done. And
well, for me as well, a lot of people message me via Instagram or Facebook. And the snag with that then is I get drawn into Instagram or Facebook, and then you start looking at other things, and then all of a sudden 30 minutes.
And then it's remembering who's messaged you on what, so that you can go back to it. It's like, where did they message me on? Was it Facebook? Was it Instagram? Was it email? It's trying to remember it all, isn't it?
I'm very high tech. Not. I have a sheet. I have a sheet of A4 paper or A3 paper stuck to my door, and I write on the orders that have come in. So there's an A4 sheet that's got on all my Yorkshire Tea orders, but it'll say something like Julie brackets via Facebook, so via Instagram, via email, via the website, because otherwise I can't remember where to find them to tell them when the bag's ready. So I have to put where it's from to remember where to find them. It
doesn't need to be high tech to work.
No.
If it's working, then
a piece of paper and a Sharpie, and then I cross it out when it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what projects are you currently working on, and what sort of aspirations have you got for the future? With sort of like your bag making or business wise?
Oh right. So what I've got coming in. So like a lady messaged me yesterday to say, could I make a duffel bag out of an old firefighter's uniform? So I'm looking forward to that because I thought that'd be quite fun.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. But she said she would drop it in at some point later in the month. So I think that'd be quite fun. So I like doing things like that where it's more of an unusual idea, but it's still a bag. rather than something. Although last week I made a couple of dog beds out of somebody's sofa, didn't I? So
oh yes, yeah, they were amazing.
So it's not always bags. But my new toy I'm buying myself, that again it's secondhand because I only do secondhand, is one of the hot foil stamping machines.
Right.
So I can personalize things. So I can put people's initials on things like glasses cases, or I can hot foil my logo into my bags rather than stitching it on. So I'm treating myself to that.
Wow.
So but sadly, I am in Hull, and the lady selling it is in South Wales. So
it's about a bit of a journey.
Yes, it's about a 9-hour round trip to go and collect it. So I'm going to wait until the end of July to go and get it because I'm a bit busy at the minute. But that's my new toy I'm getting. So there'll be lots of experiments with that.
And there'll be so many different things you can do.
Yeah, which I'll still be learning about. I keep sort of looking on YouTube and things like that. And how to use it and what I might do with it and things. And it might be one of those gadgets that I then think, oh, well, I don't need that anymore. But for now, I'm quite excited about the idea because I can also, it's not just leather, is it? I can hot foil my logo onto my bags when people pick up a bag and things like that. So onto my brown paper bags and stuff. So I can hot foil onto a whole number of things, onto my little gift cards and things.
And so, even you could do, cutting out little, like out of scraps of leather, having like a, I can't think of the word I want to use, but like a shape, and having your logo onto that shape, and then just having that as a tag on your bag.
Yeah,
like the
Radley bags have the little dog, don't they?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking of, things like that I could do. And I'm also wondering whether I could have, because I've got an arbor press that punches things, I could have a zipper overlay in leather and then hot foil my logo onto it, couldn't I? So I'm thinking, so I'm just trying to think of different things that I could.
If Grumpy's watching this in the other room, he's now sitting there thinking, oh God, no. She's going to be online looking for a hot foil press. I won't, because I don't have the space for one. But I'm going to be following closely to see what.
But if you want stuff doing that, all you need to do, Deb, is have a logo made, a stamp made. Send it to me, and I can print stuff and send you it.
Fab.
If you want a hanging
Andy's just gone.
Yeah, if you want a hanging tag on your bags, you just order a stamp and I can send you some.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
because I do get FOMO. I see people having these things and I think, ooh, I want one of them. But
I do look at the Radley bags and think, but what shape would I have? I don't want a dog.
Mine would be a Highland cow.
Oh, would it? Yeah,
I'm obsessed with Highland cows.
Yeah. Well, that was, this one, I'm going to do one with a Highland cow at some point.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Because I just think it would be fun, wouldn't it? With the like floppy.
Yes. Yeah. Or the hair that comes over the eyes and
So yes.
Be so good. Has to have like a little cheeky wink or something as well.
Yeah. So I've got that on my radar, a Highland cow. So
Oh, that's fantastic. It's been so lovely talking to you because I love seeing your makes, and I just think what you make is absolutely fantastic, and it's been so lovely chatting to you. And thank you for giving up your time this evening.
You're very welcome.
Bearing with the tech issues last night and coming back tonight. It's so appreciated. It really is. So thank you to everybody who's watched this evening. Like I say, I have linked all of Helen's social media in the description box down below, so if you want to go and give her a follow, please do so. She does make the most amazing.
And if people have questions about how, what products I use to clean my sofas or anything like that, just message me.
Oh, that's lovely. Sylvia's just given us a heart.
Oh,
Sylvia's the most amazing lady. She comes to the socials and she's got a heart of gold. She's absolutely lovely. So a heart from Sylvia is lovely. But yeah, so next week we have Dan from So Dan Good. So that is already scheduled, so you will be able to go on to that link and click the notify me button, and you'll get a notification when we go live. We will be going back to Tuesday because
you can.
we have internet. Woohoo! So Tracy's saying thank you both, ladies. Thank you, ladies. It's been fascinating. And Eileen said thank you both. Loved the chat. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you again next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Now, go and enjoy Zone B. Bye.
Bye.